side on winning, the Scudetto yesterday.
And Daniel, before we leave that win was historic. Apart from joining the likes of Kanu Nwankwo and Obafemi Martins, who have equally won the Scudetto with their various club in Italy, our own Victor Osimhen becomes an idol in Naples. A kind of idolic, symbolic figure Maradona enjoyed 33 years ago when he helped Napoli to win the Italian Serie A. With the feat achieved by Victor Osimhen this time around, some people have been saying maybe it is time for him to move ahead and get a better team than Napoli. What is your take on this?
Well, for Victor Osimhen right now, he's going to be having a lot of offers on the table. Different clubs. In fact, clubs have already started trooping in to sign this star Nigerian player, and that's one of the things that you get when you do what you are put on the field to do. That's score goals. And Victor Osimhen, as in recent times, continually shown why he's regarded as one of the best players in the Italian Serie A right now. And given the accolades that used to be given to Diego Maradona, now given to Victor Osimhen, more or less symbolizes and shows that when you put your mind into something, that the result would always outweigh the times and the struggles and every other thing. And that's one thing that has shown for Victor Osimhen. The fans are chanting his name. The fans yesterday were heard chanting his name and singing praises to Victor Osimhen, and that's one of the things that comes with victory. That's one of the thrills that comes with success and everything. So Victor Osimhen would be looking to probably sign for other countries, but for other clubs rather. But it's going to be difficult because now he's crowned the Prince of Naples, and as such, nobody wants to let their prince go so easily. So I'm also looking at the likelihood of the Napoli side, probably giving him much more, his wages being increased, and probably the tag on his head also being increased and everything. So in coming weeks and during the summer transfer season, we're going to hopefully see if Victor Osimhen would decide to remain at Napoli, or if we would be moving to the EPL or other leagues across Europe. But till then, let him enjoy this season that he is right now, and keep his mind at bay. When work comes up again, he's going to definitely be involved in his work activities. But for now, let him just take in and immerse himself in the joys and gratitude of what this Scudetto means to him.
And I think this Scudetto should mean a lot to Victor Osimhen. And the result of other matches they played in the Serie A yesterday, Empoli playing at home defeated visiting Bologna 3-1, and in the Spanish La Liga, Girona were 2-1 better than Mallorca yesterday. Sevilla playing at home defeated visiting Espanyol 3-2 yesterday, and Athletic Bilbao playing at home lost 0-1 to visiting Real Betis yesterday, and Real Valladolid Vallecano were 2-1 better than Real Valladolid yesterday. And the English Premier League, the only match played yesterday went against the bookmakers' prediction. Brighton defeated Manchester United a lone goal. Yes, a lone goal yesterday, and that threatens the number 4 positions of Manchester United and possibility of playing in the Champions League next year, though they are still fourth on the table behind Manchester City, who are currently topping, Arsenal, who are second, and Newcastle United, who are third. Daniel, Manchester United dropping points yesterday.
Well, it was another woeful performance by the Manchester United side. They tried to get on the score sheet, but it wasn't coming for them. And Brighton, the funny thing that they played in, I think, the semi-finals some time ago, and it ended in the penalty shootout that favored the Manchester United side. But Brighton came back with a renewed energy that they wanted to probably overturn that last game and make a statement in this one, which they did. And it was just the lackadaisical attitude of Shaw. When you are in the defense, you already know the drill. You know how it goes, and you're seen throwing your ends flimsily in the air, and it resulted in a penalty that McAllister, he was on fire yesterday, and McAllister and Chiso were on fire yesterday, and they made a lot of attempts at goal, and eventually was able to convert that penalty kick that saw them get a 3 point. But for Manchester United, they needed that one to be able to have a solid ground in terms of being third position or probably be fourth position. But now they would still be looking to probably try as much as possible to secure their ground when it comes to hopefully playing in the Champions League for next season. The title race currently between Arsenal and Manchester City is still ongoing, with both teams still looking to it's still anybody's game at this point in time. Manchester City is just 1 point ahead of Arsenal at this point in time, and hopefully it becomes something that lives in the memories of this team, Manchester City and Arsenal. If Arsenal are able to overturn this deficit and get the wins, they will be able to lift the trophy just as the the Napoli side has done. It will be a memorable one for Mikel Arteta and also the Arsenal young boys to be able to get this one. Manchester United dropping points is not something that I saw yesterday, but then it has happened, and for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag, they would need to go back to the drawing boards to see how they can maintain this form to be able to get top four and at some point in time get into the the Champions League for next season. So let's see how that encounter pans out.
And today, some matches will come up today in some of the top 5 European leagues. In the Bundesliga, German Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen will be at home against FC Cologne today, while Mainz 04 will play host. Mainz 05 will play host to Schalke 04. In the Dutch League, Warwick will be at home against Velodrome, and in the Portuguese League, Casa will be at home against Portimonense. And let's look at how tomorrow we look like in the top 5 European leagues. In the English Premier League, Bournemouth will be at home against Chelsea. Frank Lampard will also be on the test tomorrow. Will they be able to beat Bournemouth away from home?
Well, currently these two teams both share equal points, 39 points, and Chelsea just sits above them on 12th position, while Bournemouth is 13th with 39 points as well. So it's going to be another game for Chelsea to try as much as possible to win. But if they don't win, it doesn't really change much. The season is already far gone. And in their last 5 games, they've recorded 5 losses, and that's woeful from the Chelsea side. While AFC Bournemouth recorded 4 wins and just 1 loss in their last 5 games. So tomorrow's match, anybody that wins tomorrow's match, it doesn't really mean much at this point in time in the season. So the match will just be another game for both teams to just try and see what they can bring out of it, but it doesn't change anything in this seasons.
Manchester City, the current league leaders, will be at home tomorrow against Leeds United, and that should be another 3 points for Manchester City.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
They'll be looking to get on, get
to
that
consolidate on the grid.
Yes, and get 4 points ahead of Arsenal in that one. And if they are able to do that, it's going to be a really hard one for the Arsenal side to try to come back. And for Manchester City, they are not looking like the side that would want to give away cheaply this win. They know that they have what it takes now to get the EPL title. And for Arsenal, they would just be hoping and praying that some mishap or some mistakes happen that would see probably a draw or the Manchester City side losing to Leeds, but it's not something that is likely to happen. So, but in the encounter tomorrow, it's football, anything can happen. But I don't see Pep Guardiola's side cheaply giving this,
Of course,
this one,
with Erling Haaland.
With Erling Haaland,
firing from all cylinders. He broke the English Premier League top scorer record on Wednesday by becoming the first player to score 35 goals in the season, overtaking the likes of Alan Shearer and co.
It's an impressive one from Erling Haaland. He has always, since the first day that he signed for the Manchester City side,
his first season in
the Premier League, and he already is doing wonders like this. He is more or less like putting a kind of taint to the idea that Premier League is really difficult, and when you come to the Premier League, it's hard to score. He has come, and first season he has broken a record, and that is not something that would live in the minds of all Manchester City fans and even the players. They were even impressed to the point of giving him an honor role and everything, and that's not something that Erling Haaland himself would be proud. His father as well would also be proud of such a great feat being carried out by his youngster. And for Manchester City, I don't see them losing out on that one. Haaland definitely might get on the score sheet once again, and it will be another added goal to his tally already. So
he's capable of reaching 40.
He has the potential. All he needs to do is score 5 goals, and he doesn't look so far-fetched for a player of his quality and caliber. So let's see if Haaland would probably become the all-time goal scorer in a single season for Manchester City. Let's see how that
and Tottenham Hotspur will be at home tomorrow against Crystal Palace. Wolverhampton Wanderers will play host to Aston Villa tomorrow, and Liverpool will be at home against Brentford. Tomorrow, the final of Copa del Rey in the Spanish football will be played tomorrow. Real Madrid will be open to have this as a consolidation when they take on Osasuna tomorrow. That should be a consolation for Real Madrid, because they have lost out on the Spanish La Liga. They won't be able to overtake Barcelona again.
The La Liga is far gone for the Real Madrid side, but this, like you said, will be a consolation for them to at least have a trophy this season
in the
cabinet. Yeah. So in tomorrow's match, Osasuna would want to also get something out of this, but for Real Madrid, it's going to be an all-out attack, and Benzema is going to be firing out from all fronts. Vinicius, Rodrigo, and every Real Madrid player will be looking to not let this one slip past them, and get the wins that they need to be able to get this trophy in the cabinet, like you've said. So let's see how that one pans out. But Ancelotti will be looking to get another win tomorrow. So let's see that encounter.
Maybe his last trophy with the Madrid side this season. And in the Serie A, AC Milan will be at home against Lazio. And Roma will play host to Inter Milan tomorrow, while Cremonese will play host to Spezia tomorrow. In the Bundesliga, German Bundesliga, Osbc will be at home against Union Berlin tomorrow. Borussia Mönchengladbach will be at home against Bochum tomorrow. Freiburg against RB Leipzig tomorrow. And Hertha Berlin will play host to Stuttgart tomorrow. Hoffenheim will trade tackle with entrenched Frankfurt tomorrow, while Werder Bremen will be at home against league leader Bayern Munich tomorrow. And Bayern Munich seems not to be doing so well this season. Only 1 point separates Bayern Munich and the second place, Borussia Dortmund, 62-61.
Well, Bayern Munich needs to get more points if they want to really win this one, because it's very easy for the Borussia Dortmund side to come out from the gullies and get this one away out of the hand of the Bayern Munich side. So they need to do more, but then that's what makes football interesting. If there's no competition, it becomes a bit boring. But the fact that you see these two going head to head, to get the title. For Borussia Dortmund, they'll be looking to probably get the title after a long period of time as well. For Bayern Munich, they've been winning this title back to back for some time now. So
German Bundesliga is Bayern Munich
League. Yes. So hopefully, the Borussia Dortmund side, they used to be a very contending force, in time past, and at some point they kind of relaxed and lapsed a bit, but now they are coming back with full force to get this one, just 1 point, differentiating these two sides. And for Bayern Munich, they would want to get this one also. Thomas Tuchel, if he's able to win this one this season, this is going to be a very, very wonderful addition to his trophy cabinet as well. But for Borussia Dortmund, they wouldn't want to cheaply let this one slide past them. And in their next encounter, let's see if these two teams will be able to get the points that they need to be able to move ahead of each other in that encounter.
In the French League 1 tomorrow, Nice will be at home against Rennes. Tomorrow, Reims will play host to Lille. Tomorrow, while Lens will play host to Olympique Marseille tomorrow. And look at the trending news across the world of sport. Bayern Munich and Sadio Mane have agreed that Mane would part ways with Bayern Munich at the end of the season.
When you start to have issues with your team, and when you start to have issues with your teammates as well, it tends to cause issues. And given that Mane is a new signing, this is his first year, this first season in the Bayern Munich side, and he's already having issues like this. And the funny thing is that when Mane was even with Liverpool, he didn't have as much controversies as he's having right now. But then he's a very wonderful player, and I'm very sure that there are teams that would want his services. Top teams in European football that would want services of such an important individual in terms of football history. And for Sadio Mane, is not. I'm very sure he's unfazed by the decision of the Bayern Munich, side, and hopefully, in the next transfer window, a team that needs his services will be able to, bid for his skills and his talents. And hopefully, we don't know which team that will be yet, but then he might probably return to the EPL or find his footing in another league, and let's see how that encounter pans out. Then
he's still active. He's still on top of his game.
Yes, he's still a very good player.
Real Madrid, probably, and PSG.
If a certain Sadio Mane in the Real Madrid attacking front would be very, 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 to be something that would blow the minds of a lot of people, because Sadio Mane is a very fast attacking player, and the Real Madrid side is a team that thrives well in terms of fast and counter attacks, and you need players that have pace. That's why you see the likes of Vini, Rodrigo doing exceptionally well in Real Madrid, because these are players with pace. By the time you blink your eye, they're already in front of your goal and making chances to score. And that is one thing that the Real Madrid side. So by the summer transfer window, we'll see a lot of controversies and a lot of happenings in the transfer. Probably Sané, we don't know yet, but we might see him in the La Liga or returning back to the EPL to play for any team that needs, like I said, his services. And let's see how that goes.
And the PSG, they have agreed to let Neymar go if the appropriate price comes at the end of the summer.
Well, I think Neymar has done his bit, has contributed his quota for the PSG side. And given that the PSG side has been a little bit biased in terms of their handling their affairs, giving preferential treatment to one player and letting the other players look like they are not part of the squad and everything. Even Lionel Messi is looking to probably leave the team, for the Saudi side,
Saudi or Barcelona, whichever way.
So it's the controversies are just enormous around this Paris Saint-Germain side. And Neymar, he has played for that team for quite a number of years, and he has contributed, like I said, his own quota in terms of the success of the team. And any team that requires the services of Neymar Jr. would really do well. I would probably hope that Manchester United probably seek the services of a person such as Neymar and sees how well they can utilize this player. But then Neymar has not played in the EPL, so it would be nice for him to probably change his footings and try English football for the first time. So let's see how that
let's
goes.
look, before we go this morning on the program, the CAF Under-17 African Cup of Nations. Our own Golden Eaglets will try their strength against their South African counterpart tomorrow. It's a must win for both sides. Will Nigerians be able to take the 3 points at stake to secure their place in the quarterfinal?
It's now a do or die affair. Excuse me, and they have to be able to get that win. They lost they won their first match, lost the second one, and this third one is going to be more or less like the final straw for them in terms of moving past the group stage. So Nigeria has to, pull out every magic trick out of the art for this match and get that win. It was not impressive that they lost their other match, but then this one would, give them a sort of boost in terms of moving into the next round of competition. And if they want to also retain, that their title they've won the under-17 AFCON twice already. So it would be an additional one for them to be able to get, the win this period. So for Nigerian, they need to do what they need to do in terms of moving ahead and getting the win for the country.
Well, on this note, we say bye on this morning edition of AM Sports on Osbc Television. Ileawi Okebale Oshogo. I want to appreciate Daniel Ekwere for finding time to be on the program this morning. On behalf of the studio hands here, my name is Adeyemi Abodere. Muideen Adeleke remain the producer of the program. AM Sports returns tomorrow morning. We thank you for being there and have a blessed Friday. We thank you.
Look at him.